and we're joined by Marcus Carlson. Marcus, a blow for European Central Bank's pledge to save the euro.
Yes, a blow for the European Central Bank. We're going to start with Germany's highest court. It has voiced doubts over an ECB measure that will seem to stabilise the Eurozone debt crisis. This issue dates back to 2012. That's when the European Central Bank said that it was ready to help weaker Eurozone nations by buying their bonds. Germany's top court says it's not sure that's legal. It's now passed the buck to the European Court of Justice to decide. Delano De Souza takes a closer look.
It's been billed as the most decisive move by the European Central Bank during the debt crisis. It promised to buy the bonds of weaker countries in the Eurozone, and it helped to calm market fears over the currency union crumbling. The program was the centerpiece of a pledge made by the ECB president in 2012.
The ECB is ready to do whatever it takes to preserve the euro. And believe me, it will be enough. The important thing is that we want to do it within our mandate.
The Outright Monetary Transactions Program, or OMT, has in fact never been used. But according to Germany's top court, the program oversteps the ECB's mandate. It bans the central bank from providing member states with direct financial help. Since the central bank is a European body, the matter is being sent to the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg. It's seen as unlikely the European Court will go against the bank's efforts to save the currency. But the case puts into question who should come to the rescue should another European debt crisis arise.
And staying with Germany, its export machinery moved up yet another gear in 2013 as Germany's trade surplus hit a record high. Exports out of Germany outpaced imports into the country by 199 billion euros. That's the highest figure on record, highlighting the health of the German export sector. It's also likely to fuel criticism that Germany relies too heavily on exports at the expense of other countries in the Eurozone. Now, unlike Germany, France is running a trade deficit, and during 2013, imports into France outpaced exports by 61 billion euros. That's the lowest figure since 2010, but it's still seen as a drag on the French economy. The French government has pledged to lower the deficit and boost the competitiveness of French firms. Now, there are fresh concerns that the American economy may be slowing after a strong finish to 2013. For a second consecutive month, American companies hired at a slower pace than expected. To be specific, the U.S. economy added 113,000 jobs in January. Economists, they were expecting a higher figure above 180,000 jobs. A look at the past 6 months tells the story. Hiring slowed down in December of 2013 and in January, following strong figures throughout the autumn. Look at November, for instance, 274,000 jobs added. There's one silver lining, though, and that is the unemployment rate. It dropped slightly in January, falling to 6.6% from 6.7% during the previous month, as you can see right there. Let's take a look at how the markets, they are digesting all of those figures. American markets are actually trading higher this hour, despite the lower than expected figure when it comes to hiring. This is some economists say that the weaker figure may be a product of cold weather. They're downplaying the weaker than expected figure in the US economy. European stock markets, they closed in positive territory, as you can see right there. The CAC 40 here in Paris up almost 1%. And if we take a closer look at the markets, basic resources and mining shares gained in European trading. It came as steelmaker ArcelorMittal said it expects higher profits in 2014. It's predicting higher demand for steel in both the United States and Europe. It follows declines in both of those markets last year. Overall, ArcelorMittal says global demand will grow by 3.5%. In other news we're watching for you, Yahoo is moving its operations in mainland Europe to Ireland. The move has been criticised here in France as an attempt to minimise French taxes. This as Irish corporate taxes are less than half than those of France. The internet company says it wants to streamline its organisation and that it will continue to pay taxes here in France. And internet giant Google is buying a stake in the Chinese electronic goods maker Lenovo for around $750 million. After the transaction, it's reported the American company would hold just under 6% of the capital in Lenovo. The deal is being finalized as the Chinese company is buying the mobile phone maker Motorola Mobility from Google. So a little bit of exchange there when it comes to assets and shares. And with that, I'm going to send it back to Francois for the rest of the news.
All right, many thanks for that. Marcus Carlson with more business news later.